all Indian Blues. Welcome to episode number 7 of She Talks Chelsea, where I, Radha Gupta, will take you through all things Chelsea women for the last time this season. To sum up our wonderful season, I had a chat with Elizabeth Helenek to discuss everything Chelsea women and celebrate a thing or two. Let's dive right into that. Alright, Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us on She Talks Chelsea. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited to be on. I'm a big fan of yours and the work that you've done. So thank you so much for having me.
You are a big Chelsea fan, as we all know. You create a lot of content on this team as well. Tell us how you started supporting Chelsea in the first place.
Well, I wish I had like a super cool story. A lot of people are like, yeah, I was supporting Chelsea since birth. That's not my story, unfortunately. I wish that it was. I'm American. I'm from New York, and growing up, football, and especially the Premier League, was not so prevalent. And in the last 10 to 15 years, it's really started growing in the US. And I actually grew up playing until 14. I was never very good, and that's why I stopped. But I was always a fan of football. And my favorite player when I was growing up was Mia Hamm. She was a player for the US women's national team. I adored her. And so I actually studied abroad in London in 2014. And all of my flatmates were football fans, and they would always have the games on. And actually my ex-boyfriend was a Chelsea fan, so that's kind of how I started getting into it, and I started going to all of the games. It's kind of embarrassing now, but I still adored the team. And then once I got back to the States, I just found a way to watch it, and I've seen every game since then. So yeah.
So as a fan, you've been to Wembley. What is that experience like? Please tell us.
So I went to Wembley for the first time for the men and women FA Cup final just a couple of weeks ago, and it was incredible because I had never been there, so I didn't really know what to expect. And the atmosphere in both games was just truly something else. And to walk down Wembley Way and you see all of the fans, and they have fan zones. For the men's game, it was really nice weather, so there were a lot of fans out and about. For the women's game, it was pretty chilly, and it started raining at some point, so you saw fans gathered underneath umbrellas. And I think the atmosphere in the stadium was just insane. The men's one was a little bit more intense, a lot of chanting. Obviously, the game was very tight because there were almost goals for both teams, and then it went to penalties, unfortunately. For the women's game, something that I thought was really interesting that I actually didn't know going into the game was that the fans aren't separated. You have two sides, and there's a Chelsea fan section and there was a City fan section. But then on either side here, the fans are actually mixed because everybody's just there to support their teams. It doesn't get too intense. So that was really nice and enjoyable after everything that happened on Saturday, that both sides of fans could sit and appreciate their team playing in the game as well.
And can you tell us a little more about your work as a presenter and in the media capacity, reporting on Chelsea?
Yeah, so I went to the game to create some content for the Chelsea and USA page. That involves getting to go to Wembley before all of the fans arrived, going through the tunnel. The men's trophy wasn't there when I went, but the women's trophy was there, so I got to grab a video with the women's trophy. Especially for the women's game, it was super special because I had access after the final whistle, so I was able to go down to the pitch and really get them coming out after they were at the top celebrating. They came down the stairs and it was right next to me, so they were all right here, and then I got to go around to the pitch as they were celebrating, and it was so cool. And especially Mickey Bright and Sam Kerr, they actually detoured and went to sign fan autographs and take pictures with fans, and I thought that was really sweet as well.
Let's talk about these Chelsea women a little bit more. They're winning 3 trophies this year. The delayed FA Cup final, the current FA Cup final, and then of course the league title as well, back to back to back. What are your thoughts on this incredible team?
I mean, I just think it's incredible as well, the mentality that this team has, because it was not an easy season by any means. They won the league with 1 point, and especially on the final day of the season, my heart was in my chest. With the way that game went down, I was thinking, oh my God, to go down twice and then to come back and go on to win it. I think that just shows the elite mentality, and I always have this faith in the team that they're going to find a way to get things done, and that's demonstrated by them winning back to back to back, and then again demonstrated in the FA Cup final. They go ahead, they conceded it, and then they go ahead again, conceded late, unfortunately. And at the time that you can see late, I felt that the momentum was with Man City because they were the ones that had just gotten the goal and they were going into this like, okay, we have a shot. But for Chelsea to come out and be like, it's cool, we got this, we know that we can win this game. And for that run from Senghor was just like insane, by the way. And what a player she is. I was fangirling so hard because it was incredible. I think it just speaks to the mentality of the team, and Emma Hayes' coaching as well. I think that she's an incredible coach, and I can't wait to see what they get up to next season.
Player in Chelsea is better than the next. But for this season, for you, Elizabeth, any standout players, maybe 1 or 2 or 3?
I mean, I think I have to say Sam Kerr. Like, how can I not say Sam Kerr at this point? To get 20 goals in this season is just incredible.
A lot of Indian fans are going to be watching this video. Could you share any message to Indian fans who support Chelsea and how they can continue their interest in football?
Yeah, I think that it's super important to just like, if you want to get involved on social media, I know that it can be maybe a little bit overwhelming, especially because it's this almost male-dominated interest. I was certainly like very nervous to put myself out there. I didn't know what the reaction would be, but I think in whatever capacity you want to get involved, I would say just go for it. If you just want to be sharing your thoughts, like it's going to be welcome, and especially with Chelsea women, there's an incredible community and there's an incredible Chelsea community as well. And so I've made a lot of friends, and then for me, I was able to like uncover this profession that I want to pursue, and I was able to start making steps to doing that, and that's something that I would have never done if I hadn't just had the nerve to like post my initial video. So I'd say just go for it, whatever capacity you want to do. Like everybody is super welcoming, and yeah.
I think that's a perfect way to end this interview, because I think similar to you just have to put out that first post. It was the same case with me, and that's how you sort of get into the community, and it's a very warm, welcoming and supportive community, especially with Chelsea women. You can have a lot of success, a lot of happy moments with this club. So Elizabeth, thank you once again for joining us on She Talks Chelsea's final episode for the season. It's been a very special one.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
To everyone watching, don't forget to follow Elizabeth. You will find her YouTube channel in the description of this video. I had a great chat with her, and there's a lot more great Chelsea content over on her channel. So folks, it's been an incredible season for the Chelsea women, and I've had a blast following them. It's also been She Talks Chelsea's debut season, and I hope all of you listening along have enjoyed the episodes put out this far. A quick message to the Chelsea women's team: thank you for taking us all along on an incredible ride this season. And a quick message to everyone listening: thank you so much for supporting She Talks Chelsea. We hope to see you again next season.